In this behind the scenes video, I'm truly taking you behind the scenes. I'm showing things to you that are not currently launched yet at Funnelytics. We are currently in planning mode for these projects, but I wanted to show you in real time as we're planning how we're planning certain things. What are we planning? There's two specific things I want to talk to you about. The first is we're in the planning phase of launching a free trial for both our Lite and Plus products. There is an entire series of customer journeys associated with that, and in another video, I will walk you through those. But with this free trial launch comes a brand new website. And this website is going to be what we're calling a single page site. So on one page, you're going to get all of the information you need to know to determine if a trial of Funnelytics makes sense for your business. Now, this is a big change. It's something we're testing. We have a hypothesis about whether or not this is going to work or what we're going to learn from it. But because it is a test, it is so important that we predefine a measurement plan to make sure we're tracking against a benchmark or have some sort of idea of what we can expect. We have certain things we want to learn, both quantitative in terms of numbers of free trial signups, but also qualitative learnings we want to get out of this test. So we have defined a measurement plan. Most people, when they think about the planning phase of their customer journey, think immediately mapping out those touch points and what the journey looks like. But it's also important to make sure you have measurement plans done during your planning phase as well. So I'm going to walk you through this measurement plan. But first, I want to show you the actual single page site. So when we're going through this measurement plan, it'll make a little bit more sense to you. So let's switch tabs and hop over here. So here we are, the new homepage. It looks a lot like our current performance page, but there are some tweaks to it. This nav here looks like a standard navigation. It's a sticky nav, meaning it's going to follow you down the page. And it also has anchor tags, meaning if I click, it's just going to drop me further in the page so I can learn about the things that I've clicked on. We're assuming the most common questions people have when they come to our site are why Funnelytics, like what are we about, etc. Getting a quick demo of our product. So we're going to record an on-demand video on this page, a little bit about our features, our pricing, some FAQs. So again, if you click, you just end up down at the specific spot on the site. So key pages is about why Funnelytics, our overall brand messaging about our philosophies about customer journeys and why they need to be measured end to end in the middle, not just at the beginning and the end. We have a little bit about our service and what you can expect when you onboard as a new customer, our demo video. Each of these little features we're going to talk about. If you click on more about the feature, it's going to pop up a little video where you can watch a 1-minute overview of that specific feature and continue on your way. A little bit about our feature or the data stacks you can track with Funnelytics, our pricing plans, a full feature comparison section, a little bit about add-ons, FAQs, and then a footer. So this is the overview of the page. Let's take a look at the measurement plan we have mapped out. The first thing we're going to measure is our quantitative metric. The quantitative metric we're obviously striving for here is free trial signups. So we have a bit of a goal or a guesstimate on sort of hitting our internal benchmarks, what we need to hit during the experiment period. So we define what those benchmarks are and how long we expect to have a good indication of whether or not we're going to hit those. The next is we have a hypothesis that some of our traffic comes to us specifically for mapping. We're going to have a link to our free mapping account in the footer, and we want to know of the people who are coming to our site, how many of them, like what percentage are strictly interested in mapping, so we can make a better judgment call on if we put that CTA in the footer versus it being the main CTA on our site like it currently is, how many people are still going to go looking for that option. Scrolling a little further is what are people looking for in the navigation? If people are constantly clicking on why Funnelytics, does it warrant us creating more content around why someone would choose Funnelytics versus the demo, etc.? It's just going to give us a lot of insight on what people are coming to our site looking for so we can make sure that we have the information available when they do show up. The next is specifically about our videos. So we have one at the top in the hero image, and we have the demo video. We want to know if these videos are providing value to people, if they're watching them, or if they're just wasting space on the page. So we have some metrics in place to watch the tracking of those videos. Similar to what we're doing with the nav, we want to know what features people want to learn about to make sure that we're providing people enough information that they can become informed on what those features can do for their business. Scrolling a little further into the report, we previously wanted to do scroll depth, but what we're going to do is actually switch this up, and we're going to do it based on what is being shown in the viewport for more than 3 seconds. So the beauty of having this measurement plan mapped out is I was able to meet with Aiden, who is our tracking wizard. I walked him through the report, and he actually came up with a measurement plan of like what what classes in our CSS we need to have to be able to track this, etc. So from a technical standpoint, having this done in advance makes it really ensure that tracking isn't an afterthought. So we can launch this, and from day one of the site being live, we can actually get the answers we're looking for. Continuing down, we want to know what free trial CTA they're tracking. So we can track the top one, the hero one, etc. I've added little notes here for Aiden to tell him exactly what ID he can look for to get these specific button clicks in GTM. Not lastly, but further down the page, we're going to track the FAQ questions people are clicking on to make sure we have enough supporting information around those. We want to know from the footer, we have 3 new categories. They are case studies. So we have 2 currently live on the site. We have compare, so it's Funnelytics compared to similar products in our space, just so like people can make an educated decision on which platform they actually need, if it's Funnelytics, if it's somebody else, if it's both tools, and as well more information on our integrations. So these are our measurement plans. You can tell some of this information is qualitative. So if people are constantly clicking on case studies, we know that we can bulk up our case study inventory, and we can better prioritize our time to make sure that we're having the resources available for people. And obviously the top is quantitative. We want to make sure that we're tracking and hitting benchmarks and using those to make sure that we're optimizing our page effectively. So I'd love to dive in here once this goes live and actually show you what we're seeing, what we're learning, what changes we've made based on this measurement plan. So stay tuned for a future behind the scenes video where we can actually flip on the analytics switch and look at the data.